Fire signs, this week it may be that you have had enough of ignoring the truth that you can no longer ignore. Something is coming to a head and you may have been in denial about some judgment that you wanted to make, or there was a lot of evidence mounting up and you were refusing to see it, but this seems to be the week where that changes. There is a time of declaration and really stating your needs very plainly, and sometimes I see this as not obviously a declaration of independence, but it is all about reclaiming your power, liberty, really changing the rules, if you like, to make them better for you. But there seems to be a sacrifice that may come along with this week or at the moment. And it may be about reclaiming some joy in your life, some sort of childlike wonder in life to lighten up. Or it could be the end of issues that stem from your childhood. And this is an internal process where you decide about your own behavior, that you've had enough of it and you are letting go of some habit or something like that, something that has stemmed from childhood, some negative belief. You've been ignoring it for a long time, but now is the time to take some action and do something about this. Yeah, there's a decision to make. Mars in the third house of communications can also be siblings. So there might be something to do with your childhood and maybe a sibling involved here. So what does the universe want you to understand about this situation? Well, it could be a relationship breakup, to be honest. This 10 of Cups in reverse is the opposite of happy families, happily ever after. So in the reverse, this is really a miserable kind of card of separation. If it's about you personally, then that is about maybe you've been coasting along on false joy and it's time to get real with yourself. There is the need and the ability here to free yourself from past chains. Again, this could be freeing yourself from childhood issues that have been plaguing you all this time. This is the time where you can actually walk away from whatever bad habit is keeping you stuck in place. But yes, it could be a relationship or a way of life. Let's look at it that way. A way of life that is no longer serving you. And you've realized, you've come to this point where you are free to walk. You are going to make it happen. You are going to declare your independence, even if it means walking away from something, letting something go, sacrificing something in your life. And just to really reiterate all of that is the Five of Swords. This is a conflict. This is somebody deciding to pull out the knife and send someone or something packing out of your life. And so this is quite a painful card, but it is very much an ending. I would sort of liken it to this declaration card, but it's a little bit more forthright, if you want to put it that way. So what does the universe want you to know about this? What is more guidance we can get here? Well, this is really interesting because your energies took a bit of a turn here. Energies to lean away from are actually ending a situation, are plans falling apart with the Two of Wands in reverse and the Death card there. So lean away from just going straight into chucking everything away. It seems to be the energy to lean away from. And the energy to lean towards is dealing with family troubles. 10 of Cups has come out 3 times this week in reverse. So this is lean towards addressing family issues or emotional concerns head on. Lean towards doing the work. Really putting in a lot of effort here. So that is interesting. You are being urged to really go within and master whatever it is in yourself that is making you feel agitated. The Tame and Attain card came out, and that is all about mastering your internal landscape, calming yourself, and really keeping, quietening your unruly thoughts so that you can be rational. Now, this also came out, calming the waters. So this is 2 messages here about looking at what you are doing in the situation. What is your role? And how can you calm yourself down? And that is so that you can not just fly off the handle. So things may come to a head this week, and you may have been in denial about something. But yeah, it is the sort of unhappiness within your own internal situation that seems to be included. I'm not saying it's the cause of this situation, but you have been stirred up emotionally, and you are really, really being urged to get a grip and just take a breath, distance yourself from reacting to kind of traumatic things. And communication is the key here. So this could be that your declaration is just more about stating your needs. And you might fear that it's the end of something, but maybe it's the grounds for reconciliation there. Communication is the key, along with mastering your own kind of inner landscape here and keeping calm. Well, Mercury in your 10th house of your public persona, your status in the community, how other people see you publicly. There is a lot to communicate here. So this says to me, this is the most visible point in your astrology chart, the 10th house. So this is about getting your communication out in the most visible way possible. So hide nothing. This is about being outspoken, speaking your truth, and really putting it out there in a way that is unmistakable. It really does echo this declaration energy. Don't keep shit to yourself anymore. But this isn't to say explode and say, this is done, I'm out of here. It's about calming yourself and communicating what you need and working constructively, even if it's a constructive uncoupling. It is time to be constructive about things rather than just be like explosive and throw a grenade and walk away. So that is the energy for this part of the reading. Let's go to the next topic. This week's topic for all signs is self-understanding, self-knowledge. And it seems to be about some agitation or energy, maybe even disputes with 9th house energy. That's Sagittarian energy. That is international travel. It is your philosophies on life. And Sagittarius can be a bit of a preacher, like really putting forth their beliefs as the one truth. That's why it relates to religion, the only truth, without really being curious about other people's points of view. They believe they have all the answers and they're going to broadcast them. So that might be the flavor of something that is causing you a bit of an issue in your life, but it is also a bit of a door to your self-understanding. If something is pushing your buttons, that is your cue to go, why is this getting to me, and what does it mean for me, and are my boundaries lacking? Do I need to make some changes in my life, or do I need to accept that other people are other people and they're allowed their own beliefs, tolerance, that sort of thing? So one of the cards that came out was committed love. So if this is not romance for you, then it's a commitment of some sort. So it doesn't have to be love, but there's something here where something seems unfair and the other person may not be acting with the utmost integrity or from their best self. They might be not very well, they might be in pain, they might not be there, what you know them to be on a good day. So there is some sort of issue that you may be grappling with that is going to lead to self-understanding. So let's just have a look here. Deck's upside down. Let's have a look here and just see what the universe wants you to know in terms of your self-understanding in dealing with this conflict. Now, it could be global conflict that you're worrying about. So on a grand global scale, you could be worried about the future, the global unrest. So what does the universe want you to know? Well, the 7 of Pentacles in reverse is the card of thinking you are not making progress, but actually you are. Things might come to a bit of a head a lot more quickly than you expect. This might be to do with your livelihood and your job, or just your sense of personal security. So things should start to pick up for you. You should be in a time of peaceful repair about something that's going on here, and there could be a fresh start looming that is going to have you feeling emotionally rejuvenated. And the Queen of Pentacles came out in reverse. I'm getting to take it in the upright. So this is somebody who's very secure, who is, you know, sitting pretty, as it were. So there might be all these fears about the fact that you're not making any progress that's visible or tangible, or you're feeling insecure, but there is big security coming in for you. So let's look at what that is about, because part of it seems to be detachment from worries. Isolating yourself from some situation that's causing you grief or trouble or annoyance, taking a break, and just getting some peace. That seems to be either something that you could seek out, or it might just happen naturally for you. But there seems to be a little run here of taking a breather, taking some distance. This could be meditating. It could be just finding your center, tuning out all the static from the world or from a particular turmoil that is bothering you. And that is going to lead to this emotional rejuvenation, and that is going to lead to your security. I want to grab a couple more cards here. Yeah, I'm hearing, what can you do to bring more peace to your situation? Just tuning in, trusting your inner self. If you are worried about something, it really won't come to anything. So this is really about dispelling your fears. Positive thinking, as trite as that sounds, it can help. In fact, one of my tricks is to imagine the situation resolving and being resolved, and the issue is gone. And if you can hold that vibration, things shift in other people, in other circumstances. And at the very least, you'll feel better, let's face it. Now, it's a time to give rather than receive. So maybe if there is a way you can focus on being of service to others, that is a good move here. When you're caught up in your own self, that's when problems seem to magnify. Remembering this is about self-understanding. So if you can find a way to detach from your own concerns and broaden out with empathy to people less fortunate than you, or seeing other people's points of view and holding space for them, which is to say not trying to argue with them, listening and hearing and kind of understanding. Most people are motivated by what they see as logic. And here we are, the finishing card. This is your key to self-understanding right now, is to tame your bolshy instincts, to kick out, to run, to do things, to fight. It is taming your fears, the ones that tell you you're under threat. You know, it's sort of an inner game here. So this is self-understanding. Anything you can do to rein in your fears and calm yourself down is the way. Calming yourself down is the way to a fresh emotional start that is going to lead, whether you're masculine or feminine, to this sense of security and satisfaction and financial abundance. So I hope that helps you, my darlings. If you'd like your own personal reading, go to my website, abundancelovejoy.com. But meanwhile, this is Sarah wishing you much abundance, love, and joy.